Jamil, what did Justice Ian Harrison have to say?
Well, it was a marathon judgment, Gemma. It ran into almost 5 hours, and Justice Harrison went through the Crown and the defence aspects of the case, and he pointed out that this was largely a circumstantial case, and he didn't support all of the Crown case, but overall he found that Chris Dawson had lied to police. He found that Chris Dawson had lied about receiving phone calls from his wife, and he found that a lot of the alleged sightings of Lynette Dawson after she disappeared in 1982 were just fabrications. Here's a little bit of the judge handing down his guilty verdict.
I'm satisfied beyond reasonable doubt that the only rational inference that the circumstances enable me to draw is that Lynette Dawson died on about 8 January 1982 as the result of a conscious and voluntary act committed by Mr Dawson with the intention of causing her death. Christopher Michael Dawson, on the charge that on or about 8 January 1982 at Bayview or elsewhere in the state of New South Wales, you did murder Lynette Dawson. I find you guilty. You may sit down.
Jamil, such a high-profile case. Who was in the courtroom to hear the verdict?
Well, Lynette Dawson's family was in the public gallery, Gemma, and they all wore pink ribbons, little pink bows pinned to their jackets in memory of her. There were also supporters of Chris Dawson. There are a lot of people that he had played football with over the years and some of his family members. The public gallery was full. The court actually had to open up the Banco court, which is the big court next door to it. There were a lot of court watchers very interested in this case because it has been around for almost 40 years. This particular murder trial followed 2 inquests, and after those 2 inquests, 2 coroners recommended to the DPP that charges be laid against someone for murdering Lynette Dawson, but they weren't. And then this case took a bit of a twist in 2015 when a new police officer took over running it. He found some evidence, some statements by Chris Dawson, and then by the end of 2019, by about Christmas 2019, Chris Dawson had been charged with murder. The trial was judge alone, and that was partly because of all the media hype and publicity it's received right around the world, and there was the perception that he couldn't get a fair trial if a jury was involved.
What happens next, Jamil?
Well, Chris Dawson is yet to be sentenced, so he was on bail and coming and going freely from the courtroom right throughout this trial. Today, after the verdict was delivered, a group of court officers came in, handcuffed him and took him away to the cells. Now he'll go to a police station where he'll be processed. Then he'll be detained in custody, and unless some sort of bail application is made on his behalf, and then it will be a matter of sentencing for him. And before that happens, the Crown and the defence will have to present their sentencing submissions. Now, it could be very well that a bail application is lodged fairly soon. We just don't know the details of that yet, Gemma.
Court reporter Jamil Wells, thank you.